Good morning, Rick Rose.
Good morning, Mark McNease. What's up?
Well, I just want to welcome everybody back to the cafe. We was. There I go. You think I
What
was
is
from
up?
Shreveport? We were on. We took a little vacation there for a few weeks, maybe a month. I don't remember the last time we did it, but we got so many letters from people saying, what's going on with you? Did you close?
I
There's
know.
a close for
Remodeling.
close for renovation sign on the cafe. I said, no, 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 no. Rick just he's got a so big old important job now, and we've been traveling a lot. So, but here we're back. I believe it's the Cafe B 23, number 23.
Welcome back. Oh yeah, we don't have to restart and call it reboot or
No, no,
point
no.
two or any of that
It's
stupid
absolutely
trending
Cafe
stuff. We're
B, and
just
it's
here.
yeah, and it's be fierce, be all you can imagine, something like that.
That's good. I like it. But let's be in full disclosure and transparent because those are the N words now. Like in corporate America, you talk about being transparent, and so and in politics, I guess you talk about it. Although we'll get into that in a minute. But it looks like there's going to be an impeachment with this president too. But anyway, you kind of surprise attacked me. I thought the cafe was opening next week. Maybe that can be the official grand opening, ribbon cutting or whatever. But you just called me, and I had vowed to you when we reopened there'd be a costume change because I usually wear that little bib thing, but I didn't have time to change because you said, "Oh, the cafe's open early, Rick. Let's
Well, the
go."
ladies like it. We've heard a
What?
lot from the ladies.
Yeah, sure, they do. Well, sorry, ladies. I am changing next week.
2 weeks. We're Frank. Next Saturday we got a surprise weekend. I don't know where he's taking me, but he's taking me like fabulous places and doing fabulous
Oh,
things.
I know he's taking. Oh,
You
never
don't
mind.
know
That's
anything. Don't say
I don't.
anything. If you
I
do,
I know a little. I know nothing, Mark.
now we're going to keep this one short. Start talking phones because this is the LG
Oh,
3.
really, really?
I
You are
love
a
it,
size.
Rick. Rick, I love this. It's because,
Mm,
first of all, I'm 5 years older than you are, and when you're my age and your eyesight, those little iPhones, I know that the 6 is supposed to be bigger, but it was torture for me to try and really use that iPhone for much of anything. But LG 3 is 5.5-inch screen. I'm digging it. It's a lot. It's like $300-400 less than an iPhone. But I did this plan, and then I'll shut up. I don't want to be tied into a 2-year contract
agree.
and I
Agree.
realize part of it is because of my age. It's like, oh my God, I'm going to be 58 when this contract is up. So I
Wow.
did this edge thing, and just be careful when you do it because you can end up paying more, a lot more. But what I did was I upped my gigabytes on the plan to 10 gig for $10 a month, and then they took 25 off the charge, which is a $30 a month charge for the phone, because you end up paying 60% of the retail cost, and then you can upgrade. So like 8 9 months from now, I can totally get a different phone if I want to. But I'm paying $5 a month for the phone plus the
Who's your air carrier again? I forget who you use.
Verizon.
Verizon?
I get coverage I've never had trouble getting hooked up with the
Well, you live in
Verizon.
Manhattan. I think you can use almost anything, including T-Mobile in
No, but
Manhattan.
we're in the country, Rick. Can you not
Oh,
tell where I
that's right,
am?
right.
Can you not look around me?
Oh yeah, that's not Manhattan. It could be Central
No,
Park
and
with us.
T-Mobile doesn't work here at this house. I had T-Mobile with Reuters when I worked there. So,
I thought I worked in New Jersey very, very well, but maybe not in the
not out
outskirts of
here it
Jersey.
doesn't. You Are you disputing me? I'm telling you, T-Mobile doesn't I don't get reception here on
I'm
T-Mobile.
challenging you, Mark. I know T-Mobile works there. Just teasing.
Rick.
What do I know?
No, but
I've
not
never been there. I
I
have
will hand
never
it
been there.
I'll hand it to T-Mobile because they actually revolutionized things. They went no contract. There's no more contracts with
I know. I do
T-Mobile.
like that.
You do
Yeah.
what
So
you
when
do
one
what I'm
does it,
talking
they
about,
yeah.
which is you pay for the retail price of the phone or 50 whatever 50 60% of it, and then they lower your phone bill, which Verizon hasn't done except they're giving me a $25 credit.
I know it's also messed up. I've been with Sprint forever. Sometimes just for the lazy factor. I think that's why people take their cable television don't make changes because cancellation fees and all that. But anyway, impeachment. Boehner
Yeah.
says he's going to do it. He's going to move
No, he
forward.
said he's not going to do it.
Well, I read today on HuffPo. Oops.
That's okay.
I, I read
No,
today.
it's
Mark
okay.
hates Huffington Post, in case y'all don't know. And Mark, that's ease as well. Maybe I need to download the Daily Beast. I tried to download an app for Daily Beast, and I couldn't find one. Is there?
I'm sure there is. But are you
No.
kidding me? I check the headlines. I just don't click on anything because they don't. They're we won't go there. But I check the headlines at HuffPost. But
Yeah, and
there's very
then
few
you can.
things I click on because most of it is like, 10 things you need to know about Kim Kardashian's
And
ass,
it's
or
all paid for.
it's
People need to
crap.
understand that's all paid for advertising. The 10 best places to vacation. But I will tell you this: usually, Huffington Post, almost always, when you go onto it, you click on the story. If you were to be bold enough to like push through on your new big phone, you push through, and you know what happens? There's links to the real story,
Right.
and the other.
I've said that for years. Go to the source if you can. But this
I like it.
impeachment,
I
I didn't
like it. I
see
like it.
this, Rick. The last thing I knew, he said no, like that he was going to do this lawsuit, and then you get that creature Sarah Palin shrieking, "Boy, what a piece of work!" But what's the deal now? Are they serious?
It looks like they are, but I want to shift gears because I'm ADD. Now that you mentioned Palin,
They won't
speeding in
impeach her,
Alaska,
right?
she got pulled over for speeding in Alaska. Mark, she was speeding,
Oh, I didn't know you could go too fast in Alaska.
and who really? I know, right? Who really cares? She's trying to get to Russia in 10 minutes, and she was speeding along there. But yeah, there's I don't know all these lawsuits. You bring up a good point. Mayor of our city in Shreveport's being sued. The governor of our state is being sued. The president's apparently everyone's being sued individually. Why would Hillary even want it at this point? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's crazy. Our politics are so screwed up. I was telling Frank that I've just sort of stopped paying attention because it's so insane and there's so much vitriol. It's just a dysfunctional system. And I honestly think a lot of that is to do the rise of the Tea Party, and the rise of the Tea Party is because Obama got it the minute he was elected, man. Like the day he was inaugurated, they did a little secret meeting with Newt Gingrich and all these people how to bring him down. I mean, that's pathetic. That's
Mm.
pathetic, and that's and then the district court, the federal appeals court, ruling against Obamacare, and then the other court ruling in favor of the subsidies. It's a mess, and at some point I gotta unplug because I'm not going to spend my life angry.
No,
Other
you
people
bring
are
up a
welcome
good
to
point.
just be pissed off all
I
the time.
wonder. You're right. I mean, I don't know how civics classes are going to teach it in 10 years. What's going to be laid out? We talk about the three branches of the government, and the executive branch is the be all and end all. And if you question, you go to the judicial branch. I'm showing you my wisdom from fifth grade. But here's the deal: everything. You're 100% right. Seems to be being settled in court and lawsuits now, including everything with gay marriage and or same-sex marriage, I should say, and marijuana. That's all being taken to court. Nothing like, why would you want executive power? Because it doesn't seem to be power anymore. And then you have someone like Obama trying to work around that, and then people fault him and say he's not, consulting with the legislative branch. And
But they none of them did. He's issued a certain number of executive orders, but were totally eclipsed by George W. Bush. His previous presidents have done far more
I
executive
love
orders
that. I know when
and
you do a count.
vetoes.
I know
And then
you're
they're
100%
screaming
right.
about lawlessness. You have all this. That's the catchword now. Lawless. He's lawless. He's not lawless. We have a useless Congress that's accomplishing nothing. So something needs.
Well,
He's right. Somebody needs to do something. Otherwise, we've got 8 years of nothing but nothingness, nothing but
I
conflict.
couldn't agree more. I always say to people, like it or not, like certain things that have changed or not. But the point is what this president did with, excuse me, social changes and healthcare and marriage, and what he did recently last week with anti-discrimination, all those things. He's really come forward. Pay equality for women, minimum wage. These are things that have not been touched for years. Things that he's doing with climate control and all of that. So anyway, we like the president. So there. I'm
Yeah,
really
no,
liking my fashion this morning a little bit.
yeah, I
I
like it.
did.
You change colors. I mean,
I spruced it up a little bit. Yeah, add a little orange and
your buffer
oh,
too. There's something about it. It makes you look like big, not fat
well,
necessarily.
it's the positioning, and I'm like pretending I'm all buff. But I went to I got to mention something in a minute here. But yeah, I've been going back with my trainer. You mentioned I took a job in corporate America, and I did, and it kind of sucked me in for about 3 months of canceling my workout with my trainer. And I thought yesterday, on Monday, I made a decision to reach out to him and say, I'm coming back no matter what. Because I'm not letting corporate America eat me up. I enjoy my job. I really do. A friend asked me last night. I said, really enjoy my job, but I've still got to have my life. So David Mizuski, remember that name from our other show when we used
Yeah,
to do LGBT stuff?
yeah.
He's getting married. He got proposed to. The guy, many of you may know, he's the guy that's the animal guy and travels
Oh
all over, and he's
yes,
done all the
yeah, yeah,
talk
yeah. He
shows
was
with
our first guest.
one of our first. He was talking about gardening for
Yeah.
that age set when we had a show about LGBT seniors. And yeah, so anyway, I want to tell you he got proposed to and he's getting married, so that's very cool.
Congrats. Now, we're going to keep this one short. So I want to bring up one other story that matters to me is that the ISIS, the Islamic extremists in Iraq, is
Oof.
well, what's and Chris Matthews talked about this story last night, which was good because you don't hear much about it in the American media, and that's the persecution of Christians in Iraq. It's horrifying. They burned down a church that was there for 1,800 years, and they had all these Christians are fleeing Mosul, and the ISIS they came out and issued an ultimatum to the Christians. They could either convert to Islam, they could pay a tax, which is it's I can't explain it, but it goes way 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 back to Muhammad and taxing non-Muslims, or they could leave Iraq. And it's terrifying. It's just horrible what's happening to these Christians. And I put it on my Facebook page sometimes, just like I did with Miriam Ibrahim, the Christian in not
Nigeria,
Nigeria, not was it not
Yeah,
Sudan. Um,
Sudan.
because these things matter to me, and it sometimes, but I sometimes want my issues to matter to other people, and they don't. But I think what's happening to these Christians over there is very, very important. And I get the feeling sometimes it doesn't matter to a lot of people, either because they have this, I don't know, I can't explain it. There's analyses to be done, but it matters to me, and it's not something you're ever going to see on a gay website because the gays care about gay shit, and I'm just I don't know why I'm venting about that, but
No.
it's a very very important issue, and what's happening to them is horrible, and it should be on the 6:30 news. Scott Pelley should be doing a segment about what's happening to Christians in Iraq, and we can thank that horrible war criminal Dick Cheney for this shit. They never should have invaded Iraq. I mean, so much of this crap is coming from this illegal, unwarranted invasion that we initiated. So there I go for my Saturday.
No, 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 no. You're right, and I wish there was more hitting, heavy, in-depth news, and I wish people in general, whether it's gay people or non-gay people, would embrace it more. I love NPR. I get up in the morning. I don't want to hear two DJs back and forth about oh, do you put your toilet seat down and your girlfriend gets mad, and I went out and bought chicken bone sandwich, whatever, whatever. I want to hear NPR, and I want to hear in-depth stories, and I think we all need to challenge ourselves as Americans, and not give up, and know that we do have the power. Bringing the story about the impeachment and government and politics and this story together, we can be the change, and we need to be the change. And I agree. I mean, one last comment there. I was with some friends the other night, very astute NPR listening folks, and we all commented. It just feels like pre World War I or World War II, and I hate to say it, but it's all those undertones that everything was aligning in all these countries and all these issues all coming to a head. I know, I see your big tool there, and you're going to take a picture of me. Unless you're doing a selfie, Obama.
No, I don't.
So,
I don't call them selfies.
okay, well, I want to hear about that in a minute. But anyway, everything's aligning, whether it's in Iran, it's in Iraq, it's in, an African nation, it's in Russia, it's on our own soils. Everything just kind of scary. And, gosh, I think it'll just be a World War IV because we've already lived World War III out in films. I mean, all the fantasies about World War III. So
Right, and
I
we don't.
decided if there's another war, it's World War IV. But
We
anyway,
haven't even touched on Russia and Putin, and that maybe 2 weeks from now he will have
yeah, I like
invaded
that.
Ukraine, and we can talk about that. But we got to keep this short. I just
I know,
got
but I want to hear before we leave. Tell us, well, you don't call it a selfie. What do you call it?
I don't call it anything
A
because
picture?
I no,
A
but because
photo?
people hate the word selfie, and I used to put like selfie at Grand Central, and then one of my friends like hates the word selfie, so I said, okay, I just post a picture, mark at Grand Central. You don't have to call them a selfie.
We know it's a selfie. Well, sometimes we don't. What does it matter if it's a
It
selfie?
doesn't matter. People have been taking pictures of ourselves for like thousands of years. Van Gogh did a selfie and it sold for $120 million.
I know, and we don't know that Mona Lisa isn't a selfie. We know it's not, but it could have been. You can't tell. So we're anti-selfie here at the cafe. That's one change we're making. By the way, we've let go of the staff. There's no bell ringing. You don't hear people bothering us. We're just
We're
at
bringing the
peace
bell
here.
back, though. I want the bell
Oh,
back.
okay.
You don't like the
Um,
bell? It was your idea.
I love the bell, but it's sitting across the room, and yours is probably in some drawer in Manhattan right now. But the bell will be back in 2 weeks. How about that?
That's perfect. And you and I, we're so busy. We're such like we produce so much material. We're about to do another podcast with the author Sue Katz, Age to Perfection. Not this podcast, Age to
I'm
Perfection.
looking. I'm looking at the time. Is it about that time? Yeah, we have to go, folks. Sorry,
Yeah, we're
we
gonna
do.
hang up here. It's been it's a little bit rambling, but who cares? It's the cafe. We're just like that. We're spontaneous. We don't have
B.
boundaries. Obviously, from the way you dress, I can tell
Ho,
that
ho,
we
ho,
don't have.
ho, ho, ho.
Bye, Rick. We'll see you in 2 weeks. Grab a
See you later, everybody.
scone. Ding,
Thanks
ding,
for joining us.
ding.
Bye, guys.